Understanding the mind. Untangling complex concepts. What is the mind? Why are there so many definitions that make it confusing? This is a common challenge for Buddhist practitioners, as the term mind is used in different ways depending on traditions, scriptures, and methods of teaching. The mind in Buddhism has multiple meanings. In Buddhism, the mind can be understood in two primary aspects. 1. The mind in Samsara, ego-bound mind. Greed, Lobha. The selfish desire for personal gain. Hatred, Dosa. Anger, resentment, and the urge to harm. Delusion, Moha. Ignorance and misunderstanding of reality. These mental states bind beings to suffering and the cycle of birth and death. 2. The mind in Nirvana, selfless mind. Loving kindness, Mettā. The wish for others to be free from suffering and experience happiness. Compassion, Karuna. The deep selfless aspiration to liberate all beings from suffering. Joy, Mudita. Rejoicing in the happiness and liberation of oneself and others. Equanimity, Upekkha. Letting go of attachment and aversion, dwelling in perfect inner freedom. These are the mental states that lead to liberation and ultimate peace. Why is the mind so confusing? The main issue is that the term mind refers to both. The defiled mind of greed, hatred, and delusion, which binds beings to suffering. The purified mind of loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity, which leads to liberation. Additionally, the mind is also used to describe awareness and consciousness, making it even harder to grasp. A simple way to understand the mind. We can divide the mind into two fundamental categories: ego-bound mind, samsaric mind, greed, lobha, seeking pleasure and clinging to desires, hatred, dosa, holding on to resentment and harming others, delusion, moha, ignorance of reality and wrong perceptions, selfless mind, nirvanic mind, equanimity, upekkha, letting go of attachment and aversion, living with freedom, joy, mudita, experiencing happiness through wisdom and liberation, loving kindness, mettā, wishing for others' well-being and happiness, compassion, karuna, boundless love and the aspiration to free all beings from suffering. The mind in awareness and perception. The mind is also related to our ability to see clearly. Wisdom, paññā. Seeing reality as it is, understanding causes and effects. Ignorance, avijja. Misunderstanding or failing to perceive the truth. Simple examples. 1. You feel a strong craving for an expensive item. If you become aware of your greed, you can choose to let go of it. Equanimity. 2. You feel anger towards someone. If you reflect on the cause, you can transform anger into compassion and forgiveness. Conclusion. Though the mind has many definitions, it can be simplified into the ego-bound mind, greed, hatred, delusion, the cause of suffering and bondage. The selfless mind, loving kindness, compassion, equanimity, the path to liberation and ultimate peace. By training in mindful observation, we can recognize these mental states and choose the right path. The mind is not a confusing concept. It is the key to genuine freedom and true happiness.